Hey, there it goes. Alright, it only took 3 times to hit the button and make it work. How's everybody doing today? It is Thursday, because it's Thursday. I'm looking at myself in the monitor and I need a shave real bad. Oh yeah, it's getting itchy. Let me catch up with the chat real quick. It doesn't look like there's too many of y'all in here today, but y'all can make a ruckus. I'm seeing Master Sanders. Hello. William Honcharuk. Let's go. Absolutely, let's go. Edward Gomez. Hello back to you. Ariane is sheltering with that kitty. I'm about it. Wowie in the chat. Hey, howdy. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Just some guy with mustache 2.0. What happened to the Saturday streams? They were the highlight of a boring Saturday night. So, I've said this a few times, but it has been a little while. I ended up like, God, what was it that I think it was, I left for vacation back in like late June, early July, and was just like, okay, well, we'll pick up the Saturday night streams after I get back. And then it's kind of just been one thing after another since then, and it's been at a point where I'm just like, oh, I don't know, what my schedule is going to be in the near future, because I thought I was going to have to be looking for jobs here in Seattle, and then we decided actually we're going to move to Oregon. And so that's been where most of the my mental bandwidth has been, and I just want to like make sure I know kind of what my schedule is before starting those back up, just so I'm not putting a lot more on myself than I'm able to handle. I would kind of feel bad to like bring them back for like just a small amount of time and then be like, okay, but now they're gone again. And not to mention that like I've just been kind of going through some stuff that like makes it hard for me to focus on what I'm supposed to be doing. So like if I have something scheduled like an extra Saturday night stream, there were a lot of nights where I was just like, man, I don't even want to get on and do it. So it is what it is, but I do hope to be bringing those back soon. We do still have some of the Earth 12 comics to get through with the Batman Beyond stuff, and from there I would love to start adding in all the other stuff that we've already uncovered on that timeline, and go through all that with y'all, because it is a lot of fun, and those Saturday night streams were a blast. But it's just one of those things where I haven't had the opportunity to like get myself in that headspace to do the multiple streams. But great news. Sissy and I got the apartment in Oregon. We have been stressing the fuck out for the past almost a month now, because the apartment we've been looking at has like had people ahead of us, and they didn't want to like let us sign the lease until we had the like jobs and everything lined up. So we went down to Oregon last weekend, or I guess this most recent weekend, and filmed the finale to our current season of the story, the channel story arc, with James and Ted. And while we were down there, Sissy and I went and did some job interviews. Sissy got hired on the spot. It took a couple days for them to get back to me, but I've got the job I was looking at down there as well now. And now that that's all through, the apartment people are like, yes, here, live in our place. However, unfortunately, the way that it's all set up, they're making us pay like extra money than we had anticipated, like a lot of extra money, and we're at a point right now where like we had to give a 20-day notice that we were going to leave this apartment that we're in, and so like I gave that before we even had the other apartment like 100% locked in, and now that it's given, and this is the this is the only place we've got. We just got to deal with putting up all that extra money that we don't have. So if you want to go to patreon.com/DCAU Watchtower and give us all the money, or drop donations in the chat at any point today, I won't stop you. But of course, you know, I'm never gonna ask you to give money that you can't afford to give. You know, it's all on me for deciding that YouTube was gonna be what I focused on as a job throughout the pandemic. So, you know, but yeah, no, we've got it locked in. It's just like all the money we've saved up during the pandemic is going to be gone, but we'll be getting our, you know, most of our security deposit back for this place. I'm sure there's like a couple spots on the floor where like the cats kind of clawed at the carpet or whatever that might end up goofing us up, but you know, so it goes. We're gonna be like a 4-minute walk from the beach. I'm gonna be a bike ride away from a comic shop. Like, it's gonna be a blast. We're gonna be like 20-30 minute drive away from James, so we're gonna be doing like the best Watchtower database stuff we have like ever done, because I'll be able to use James's stuff to record rather than you know, shooting stuff off of my phone camera in my living room, as well as like James will be able to come over and help direct and make things look more cinematic. And everything. It's gonna be a blast. I'm so excited. Like, oh, fingers crossed. Like, this could be the year that we hit it big. Especially with like these last 3 story videos. I'm telling y'all, like, when we started this story, we went back and watched like all the story stuff while we were all together, and it was so funny that like, when we watched from the start, it was just like our skits were literally black screens with me and James like arguing back and forth with each other, and now we like rented out a literal Masonic lodge to use for like shooting locations and stuff, because we had like very clear visions of what we wanted to do. Ted flew across the country for this. Like, we put like, I will say over $1,000 went into the production of this most recent video, and YouTube obviously like does not pay us that kind of money at all. We're lucky if a video makes like a couple $100. So really, like, so much of this is just because of y'all's support. Whether it be like monetarily or just like, you know, giving us the like, y'all can do it, like, hell yeah, we're here, which gives us like the mindset of like, well, if these people like it, there's bound to be other people that'll find us and be impressed, kind of thing, and it'll you know, pay for itself in the long run of things. But I'm incredibly excited about all of that, and it's gonna be a blast. Where was I on the chat? Oh my god, I just kind of went off on a tangent there. Let's see. Oh, went from the Saturday streams to all that. Got myself a pina colada and cried at avocado and citrus-free Mexican food. It do be like that sometimes. Drums suffered a seizure for a moment. I don't know what that means. Got some yows, some what's ups. Have you read the newest issues of JLI and BTEC? Yes. Our video on those is coming. We're a little bit behind because of having to get together to record like the day or two after those both came out. But we are working on the video for that. I think we're making it like one video this time, just because of like the way our schedule's set up. But yes, that is coming. Watch Owen Likes Comics' new video. Yeah. I actually mean to plug that. He put it up for premiere at the same exact time that I start streaming. So I haven't been able to watch it yet, but I did help consult with the script, and I did like I did a thing on it. So I'll drop the link to that later on, or we'll simul stream it here, something like that. But like, definitely everyone who's here should watch that at some point today. The sooner the better. Give it likes and comments and all that kind of stuff. It's about the DCAU jail show development. Yes. Can someone link the YouTube stream? Don't feel like changing tabs. If anyone else in the chat's able to do that, go ahead. Just found out there was supposed to be a DCAU Teen Titans show and a Hanna-Barbera Teen Titans show in the same universe as Super Friends. Super bummed those didn't happen. Yeah. There's one piece of art from like 1996 that Tommy Tejeda did for a DCAU inspired Teen Titans show, but like it didn't really have legs to it at the time, and got like didn't really go anywhere. But that art is nice. Hey, Matt's here saying congrats on the apartment and the move. Well, thank you, Matt. Also, I cannot believe my Jon Stewart joke made the title. I don't know what else to call the guy. It's a good little joke. Patreon blocks debit cards for some reason. Huh? I wouldn't know. I think a lot of people do use debit cards on our thing, so I'm not sure what's up. Glad to see you smiling today. Excited for the stream. It's gonna be a blast. Sounds so swaggy. Yes. Has anyone watched the Injustice movie? I'm trying personally not to pirate stuff so much these days, so I haven't seen it yet. So keep spoilers to a minimum in there. I heard that it's not too great. But yeah, I don't know. I might start going back to pirating a tiny bit, just because I'm kind of fucking upset with Netflix right now. And I don't really want to support them as a company with all the nonsense that's been going on. So, you know, I don't even watch a lot of Netflix these days. Like, I watched the new Way of the House Husband, and then, like, otherwise, the only stuff on there that, like, is exclusive that, like, I feel the need to keep up on is Hilda, Masters of the Universe Revelations, and Kid Cosmic. So, you know. Oh, Jake in the chat. Hey, how's it going, my dude? Is it fine to pirate comics if I'm broke? I'm not the one here to make moral decisions for you, personally. I will say, though, that like, I definitely visit those comic pirating websites specifically just, like, to double check things. I don't read comics off of them, but like if I see like a wiki source or something for a video that like I'm working on, and it's not something that's readily available on DC Universe Infinite, like I just double check and be like, okay, like, do you have here? Okay, this is the exact panel I need. Good, let's go. But like otherwise I don't really like use them for reading things, just for like reference material, more or less. I'm waiting for the physical release of Injustice. Heard mixed things about it, but excited to support DC animation. Yeah. I mean that's the way to go. Like I think we're supposed to be getting a copy mailed to us from like Warner Bros. Press and all that stuff, but those usually all go through James, so I'm not sure specifically if we are getting it, and if we are, when it will come. But they usually come with like a digital code on them that we just throw in our Movies Anywhere account that we have for the channel, and Ted and I are able to watch it as well. The movie voice cast sucks. The game has a better voice cast. I could imagine. Made me want to read every single Injustice comic book just to see how the movie should have looked like. I feel that. Oh, and while I am here thinking about it, where is... Oh, I'm signed into the wrong YouTube account. That's why. We had a troll come through last time. That's a little annoying to deal with because they keep making so many fake accounts, so I'm trying to mod a couple regulars real quick. Howdy y'all, I'm a bit late, nothing exciting to say. Hey Miss Martian, how's it going? Good to see you here with us. Let me see. Alright, Matt, how do I... Ka-chow, Matt's a moderator now. Can I mod... Oh, Danny's not here with us today, is he? And I can't mod Wowie on the YouTube channel because they're on Twitch. But that's okay. That's okay. Matt is one more than we normally have. But anyway, now that we've caught up with the chat, we've caught up with all the life stuff. Really excited for this fucking move and for the job and everything. I'm gonna be working at a retirement home. That's gonna be fun. Working with old people, doing their dinners and stuff. It's gonna be a blast. I was delayed by explaining John Kent to my dad. LOL. He was cool with it. Oh god, yeah, the John Kent news. That's a whole fucking thing. Like, I'm so excited about it, and like everything I've seen of that book has been wonderful. Like Tom Taylor posted a couple pages on Twitter today, and really stoked about all that. Actually, to celebrate the job in the apartment, like I'm planning to go to the comic shop after I get off of here to pick up not just my DCAU books but also my milestone stuff. And now I'm thinking about this as well, because obviously I want to support like when they're making queer representation so at the forefront that they're literally giving it to a Superman character. Like, fuck yeah, I want to make sure that like they keep doing shit like this. So I'm excited about it. And like, people are so fucking like butthurt about it all. But like it's one of those things where like they're saying the same shit they just said with Tim Drake, and like it applies so much less in this case. The whole, why don't you just make it a new character? It's like, my dude, John's been around for like 6 years and has been a literal child for the majority of it. Like, this is about as new as you can get. Like, get out of here. Like, I called the whole Dean Cain going out onto Fox News to be like, no, I like vagina kind of shit. And like, then he went and did it. Like, it's just so boring and tried and like, whatever. Like, fuck it. Like, if you're gonna be mad about it, I don't give a damn. Go away. You're so boring. You obviously don't read comics. Like, leave us alone. Go get out of here. Oi, but yeah, let's see. Paying for a comic actually supports the creator, so it's a win-win. Yes. I will say that. Like, if you just on the pirating stuff, always like, if you can afford to pay for your entertainment, please do so. Just to support the creators and everything. Obviously, there's times when like there will be moral dilemmas, like with the Netflix thing that I was just alluding to, where it's just like, oh, I don't know that I want to support the corporation. So like, but try to support creators whenever you can support creators. Demand my previous message to be acknowledged. Your previous message? Did I skip over a message? Hold on. Why can't you make Jake a mod? Oh, you mean like where are you at, Jake? You mean like that? Just don't be a menace. Hold on. What was your previous message? Cheesier. Okay. Well, first of all, my pronouns are right there. It's they, them. Please and thank you. only uses pirated comics websites for research is like a kid saying to his dad he has Playboys for the articles. I mean, you could say that, but like I just legitimately do not read stuff off of there, because I honestly don't read a lot. At least I don't read narrative driven stuff. I'm more interested in the like the behind the scenes stuff more often. So I do read a lot of like I'll legitimately like read articles on shit and like interviews and stuff like that more so than I interact with the the stories themselves. I'm trying to get over that. There's like so many comics on my shelf that like I still need to read, and I've been trying to like make a dent through them all, but and like I said, we do have DC Universe Infinite, so mostly everything that I want access to, I have access to an illegal route. But like a lot of those pirate sites, like they'll have scans of like old Wizard magazines or like comic scene, just like stuff like that. That's like the majority of the shit that I grab off of there, like stuff that like is never gonna get reprinted because it's not necessarily relevant anymore, outside of it being a what you call it, like a reference source. Wowie, back from the Phantom Zone. I'm on your side with the pirated web thing. Just thought the comparison was funny. Yeah, it is funny. Is that Penny? That is Penny right there behind us. I have so many comics I haven't actually read, so I'm with you there. Yeah. Like, God, I've been working on... I've got like 4 long boxes and 6 short boxes in my closet right here, full of comics that like I've only touched a fraction of, and I've been working on trying to get them like as collected trade versions to put on my shelf. That way they're more easily accessible to just pull off and read, but like it's just there's so much that I need to read. Let's see. There's also a few Cartoon Network action party or toy only, action-packed toy only comics that I've archived personally, and an Omniverse one Maddie helped me buy that nobody had seen before. Yeah, like that stuff's really fucking cool. The like extra promotional stuff. You're embarrassing me in front of the other pirates. I feel that. But without further ado, now that we've chit-chatted for a little while, are y'all ready for the next chapter in Justice League in Darkest Night? For those of you who haven't been with us for the book so far, switch over. We're about 6 chapters in. This is pretty shortly after John has returned home. The Justice League is a pretty recent thing. And John has been away for so long that he's forgotten a lot of Earth stuff. Specifically, he forgot what a mango is. And meanwhile, elsewhere out in the galaxy, there is a planet full of alien people. One of them is named Jared, who have decided that they want to like use some special super ray to zap John's essence and essentially have a clone of him on their planet to fight Evil Star. John thinks he's married to this alien woman named Malene, and when I say John, I mean John's to Ert, and that's basically it right now. We don't know too much more. It's been a lot of building basically on those plot points. What the fuck is a mango though? You know what? That's a good question. I'm not too sure. But yeah, so let's go ahead. Let's hop in with chapter 7. Let me see. Was there anything else that I really needed to? I guess Evil Star has like been conquering this planet, and this is like the last This is the last city left. And that's basically it. That is the question. Absolutely. So, now, without further ado, Malene stood in a large open plaza and watched the green and black figure of Jon Stewart grow smaller and smaller against a dark patch of sky, visible between two tall, elegant towers. It wasn't long before she couldn't see him at all. The technicians who operated the ancient shield projectors had been alerted that Jon was coming. Sound the come alarms, everybody. Right. They would drop their shields so he could pass, then put them up again to protect Askria against attack. Malene was so intent on watching the Green Lantern's departure, she didn't notice her uncle's approach until he was standing right next to her. He put his arm around her as he had done since she was little. "May our champion succeed in his mission and come back safely," said Jared. Malene didn't say anything in response to his remark. She was too troubled to speak. "What is it?" Jared asked gently. She looked at him. "I don't like this charade, Uncle. I don't like it at all." "I don't like it either," he told her, "but it's the only chance we have." She eyed the starless piece of sky where she had last seen Jon Stewart. "He's a good man, Uncle. He's a hero. Must we deceive him this way?" "If we don't," said Jared, "Evil Star will subjugate us as he has subjugated others. That is unacceptable." "What if we were to tell him the truth?" Malene asked. "Maybe he would still decide to help us." "It's possible," Jared allowed, "but it's also possible that he would abandon us. After all, he's a Green Lantern, a servant of the Guardians. And if he were to find out how we've tricked him?" His voice trailed off, leaving the rest to her imagination. Malene sighed. It didn't seem there was any other way to proceed. "I trust you're right." "I am," said Jared. "Someday, when this is all over, you'll see that it was worth it. You'll be satisfied that the end justified the means." "I hope so," she said. Oh no, what is my book doing? Okay, got it. It was just trying to go back a page. The Kum alarm is also the Maud alarm. Oy. But until that day came, she would feel bad knowing she hadn't told Jon Stewart the truth. As Jon flew over a chain of dark, brooding mountains, the green glow of his ring, the only thing lighting his way, he tried to remember coming this way before. Malene and the members of the council had assured him it wasn't the first time he had flown to Dashiri, but like almost every other memory, it was lost to him. In any case, Jon seemed to have made the trip before Evil Star came to power, when the land had looked very different. The lakes and rivers must have shone with reflected sunlight, and the forest must have been alive with birds and animals. If there were any creatures below him now, they were chillingly silent. Clearly, the unrelenting darkness had thrown off their natural rhythms. If it went on much longer, they would probably become extinct, one species after another. Darkness in the chat. Freaking Jared Leto. Jared is a jerk face on every planet. Ain't that the truth? Will it canon theme intensifies. Brooding mountains. Darkness! Oi. Where was I? I had read Darkness. Okay, so I'm at this paragraph. It was another reason Jon had to take down Evil Star, as if he needed any reason besides the sadness in Malene's eyes. Finally, he swept past the last peaks in the mountain chain. Just beyond them, nestled in a deep valley by a broad river, stood the prison of which the council had spoken. It was just as the elders had described it to him, a dark metal box of a building with a high tower rising from each corner. Oh yeah, Jon's on his way to free like a prison full of people that Evil Star had imprisoned. It was just as the elders had described it to him, a dark metal box of a building with a high tower rising from each corner. Actually, Each tower was a separate, fully equipped security facility with a powerful force field projector to keep intruders out and a deadly energy cannon to make sure they didn't call a second time. No windows, no air vents that John could see, and just one set of doors made of 8-inch thick titanium, which opened only at Evil Star's command. Unless the council had misinformed him, the entire facility was automated, which meant there weren't any guards around. But then, who could Evil Star have trusted with the job? The only underlings he could rely on were his starlings, and they were too valuable to be stuck here watching prisoners. The tyrant was better off letting computer-driven machines do that sort of work. And, to this point, they had been more than equal to the task. The place had proven itself impossible to get in or out of, impossible to conquer. John smiled a grim smile. Unless, of course, you were wearing a ring that could do the impossible. They could have summoned Broniac. Honestly, why did they bring Jon Stewart up here? Broniac, the defender of the people. Dark water. They're gonna run out of oxygen in there. I had the same exact thought. Swooping out of the sky, he trained his ring on the nearest of the towers. At first, his beam splattered against the prison's invisible force field. Then he put some more willpower behind it. The beam struck the field with redoubled force and pierced it. Taking advantage of the opening, John flew through the unseen barrier, and before the energy cannon and the tower could respond to his presence, he drove a shaft of Emerald Fury in one side of the tower and out the other. For a moment, a storm of crackling sparks seemed to fill the ruined structure. Then the tower blew itself apart in an immense, deafening explosion, and a flash of white light. "One down," thought John. 3 to go. Unfortunately, he had been identified as a security threat. As he went after a second tower, the 3 remaining security stations went after him with sizzling red energy beams. John didn't have the luxury of seeing whether the beams were stronger than his ring's defenses. He had to drop and weave and soar through the air to avoid them. If there had only been one of the red beams, his task would have been tough enough. But with 3 of them trying to blast him out of the air, his flying skills were taxed to their limits. And how long would it be before Evil Star got wind of what was happening and came to investigate? Not long, John imagined. If he was going to accomplish his mission, he had to go on the offensive. With that in mind, John ascended until he was just below the force field's highest point. The red beams were tracking his flight, not far behind him. But as they converged on his position, he suddenly made a beeline for the base of one of the towers. Naturally, the beams followed him. In fact, they followed so quickly that the computers directing them didn't register what John was up to, until it was too late. I love when y'all imitate John. I try my best, but I do not have Phil Lamar's, vocal range at all. Just in time, he darted out of harm's way, leaving 2 of the beams to plow into the base of the third one's tower, shearing it off as neatly as a knife cutting through butter. The structure toppled, hit the ground, and exploded in a blaze of white. 2 down, John told himself. The 2 remaining towers were diagonally across the prison from each other. As before, they tried to catch him in a crossfire. They were coming close, too. Close enough for him to hear the ripping sound the beams made as they cut through the air. It was difficult to take aim at either tower while he was dodging both energy beams. Therefore, he would have to find a place where he didn't have to do that. James also did an imitation of Sinestro that killed me. Was that during one of his streams, his comic reading streams? If it was in a video, I don't remember it off the top of my head. Every time he yells and clips the mic in the Easter egg videos, I lose my shit. Those are fun ones. There was only one position that would keep him safe from at least one of the beams. A position that kept him behind one of the towers. Of course, if the prison security computers had learned from their last mistake, they would stop short of firing at each other. But John would still have only one source of trouble to worry about. And if the computers hadn't learned, that would be just fine with him as well. As John cut behind one of the towers, he saw the beam from the other tower vanish before it could do damage to its sister structure. It seemed the prison's computers had learned their lesson after all. Unfortunately for them, he had a new one in mind. With only one shaft of energy to dodge, he was able to aim his ring and fire. Its powerful green beam stabbed through the tower, gutting the machines inside it. A heartbeat later, they went up in a ball of fiery white light. Oh, why didn't it just change pages? That's 3, John told himself. With the third tower destroyed, he no longer had a hiding place, but then he no longer needed one. With the last surviving tower unleashing bolt after bolt of blood-red fury, John dove and banked and cut from one side of the prison to the other. All the while, he was jockeying for a closer shot at the tower, and when he got it, he took advantage of it. At this range, his green energy blast didn't just punch a hole in the building, it reduced it to tiny pieces of flying metal. That left the prison defenseless. John hovered for a moment and scanned the vague line of the horizon. There was still no sign of Evil Star, but that didn't mean he wasn't on his way. Wasting no time, John trained his beam on a spot in the center of the prison's roof. Its metal was no match for the power of his ring. It gave way as easily as tissue paper would give way to a hot poker, exposing the well-lit insides of the building. John dropped feet first through the hole in the roof, ready for anything. But even before he hit the floor, he saw that the council's information was correct. There weren't any guards around, only rows of barreled cells extending in every direction. He imagined there were at least 100 of them in all, and each one contained a prisoner. Most of them were men, but there were women there as well. At the sight of him, they all pressed their faces to the bars of their cells, their eyes wide with unexpected hope. "Who are you?" one of them asked. "How did you get in here?" asked another. "My name is John Stewart," he told them, "and I come from Screana." He used his ring to slice the bars so they could leave their cells. "Unfortunately, there's no time to tell you anything more. Just get out of here and spread the word. Evil Star's tyranny can be overturned. I just proved it." I think it was in a Patreon. Okay, yeah, that sounds vaguely familiar. Even before he hit the floor, the next thing you know, Shotty got low. Oh, you already made the joke while I was singing it. Damn. What's good? Okay, well then get something. Hello, sissy.
Hello,
Everyone
sissy.
say hello, sissy.
Hello.
Hello.
Bye.
What do you mean bye? You gotta walk back through again. You're still on camera. I love you.
I love you too. That was so gross.
Yeah, right.
Ew.
Fucking I'm gonna catch cooties, you guys. Oh, where was I? I like how John doesn't question that he's the only person with a last name. Like he's got Jared and Melina and everyone else like that, but he's just like, "I'm John Stewart." Matt and Wowie said hello, sissy. Sissy says hello back. And Miss Martian says hello as well. And Matt says we're cute. You can always pull up the chat and say hello back to them. Where was I? The prisoners did as he said. As soon as their bars were cut, they streamed out of their cells into the hallways, then down a set of stairs to the ground floor. But John's work there wasn't finished. After he had satisfied himself that all the prisoners were free, he sailed over their heads and made his way downstairs, where he caught sight of the prison's massive titanium doors. Somehow, they looked even bigger and thicker from the inside. That's that Time Lord technology. John about to find out he's actually inside the TARDIS. The council had said they were designed to withstand anything people could throw at them. But whoever had designed the doors hadn't taken John's ring into account. With a mighty blast of green energy, he punched a hole through their titanium surface, a hole wide enough to let the prisoners escape 3 at a time. They left the building as quickly as they could, pouring out like water through a broken dam. Most of them headed for the mountains, hoping to lose themselves in them. A few went the other way, toward the city and whatever possibilities it might offer them. Some of them would likely get caught again. There was nothing John could do about that. But the rest would spread the word about what had happened here in Dashiri. People all over Auran would hear the story and realize that Evil Star wasn't all-powerful. They would see that he could be defeated, and if they were brave enough, maybe they would find ways to join in the fight. At least, that was the idea. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, it's just y'all saying hello back to Sissy. Thicker. These titanium doors got titanium ass cheeks. Welcome to the prison. It's being torn apart. Boy, I don't think that there was anything new in this chapter. Yeah, because we already had Dashiri, we had Auran, we had Evil Star, John Stewart, Malene, Jared. All of that. So nothing really to note. Oh, I didn't mean to pull up the YouTube. So, I guess we could go to chapter 8. Oh, did y'all see Aquaman King of Atlantis started today? I think they're only releasing 1 episode a week, but I am excited to watch it. It's very I saw like the first 4 minutes as like they had put up like a sneak peek or something, and it does remind me a lot of like Adult Swim's Super Jail. And someone else mentioned that it kinda is like Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, and I'm always been into that show. We had a dog. We had 2 dogs, one named Flapjack and one named Chowder, of course from the Cartoon Network shows. So you know, it was it's a heart-held piece of media for me. I need to go back and rewatch both of those. I don't think I've ever watched like the full things through, but like just random episodes that would show up. It's a pretty daring and bold move to make your name evil anything. Arg, caps lock. Why are you such a shouty boomer? Ain't that the truth? I have a friend who worked on that. Oh hell yeah! It looks it looks like a fantastic show. If you see Jack in the credits, give them some love on Twitter. They make a comic called Star Impact. Star Impact. Jack. Ooh. Ooh. I like this art style. I like this. Hey, wait. Hold on. Are they like, so they worked on this, are they like animation, or do they just like do like the character design art and everything? Because we do need an animator for this story finale video, and I don't know if James has one locked in yet. But I assume that it would be a paid gig. I mean, we've already dropped so much money into this. They did animation. Okay, tight. We might have to hit them up and see what's good. Because this looks fantastic, and if they're already working on, you know, animation stuff with Warner Bros. And stuff, I wonder if they'd be interested. This shit looks great. Hi, my name is Evil Martian. Trust me when I say I have nothing but your best interests at heart. The The main character is, I believe, non-binary. Oh, dope. They've been trying to get into the industry for so long, and this was their first gig. I can hook you up with them. Okay, tight. Yeah. Definitely. If you want to send me like their contact information on Discord, I'll pass it off to James. Like I don't know too much about the specifics, but I think we are still looking for an animator for this. It would just be like one character in this is gonna be animated while we're all like you know, I guess Roger Rabbiting around them, but you know, it's a character that we need. Where was I? Oh, at the start of the chapter. Y'all ready for chapter 8? Because I'm ready for chapter 8. Jared could have called his niece on her communicator, but he went to visit her in person instead. That way, he believed he would get a more accurate reading of her feelings. Malene had always been a sensible individual. That was why the council had chosen her for this assignment. But judging by the second thoughts Malene had expressed to her uncle, she had already begun to let emotions come between her and her work. If Jared didn't keep an eye on her, she might reveal the truth. The truth come out. Does Bruno Mars is gay? And that would jeopardize their world's last chance to save itself from the villainy of Evil Star. I know I just said that I should go ahead and shave, but I wish like I had the mustache so I could like twirl it every time Evil Star gets mentioned. Ah! Oh my god. Water splashed up and like the one drop hit me in the eyeball. Wow. Okay. That's the kind of day we're having. Oi. With that in mind, he pressed the illuminated metal plate beside his niece's front doors. A moment later, the doors slid aside from him, revealing the interior of her house. Jared had hoped that Malene would be standing there to greet him, but she wasn't. She was standing by the open window watching the black and starless sky. In the corner of the room, a trans video receiver was silently displaying a message from Evil Star to his subjects. He's good for them. Trans representation in video receivers, I guess. I'll twirl mine every time in your place. We should get a Matt Stash cam going on. Trans video receiver. What is a trans video receiver? Like, I'll just type trans video. What does it mean to be trans video? Video shows what trans means. No, I don't want like transgender explained to me in a video. I want the phrase trans video explained to me. What is hello transvideo.eu? But what does it mean? Trans use exactly. Probably technobabble. That's what I assume, but like people be saying it. There's transvideo.eu. LCD flat panel monitors, video assist accessories, format converters. Is it like video transmission systems? Is trans short for transmission? In this case? Maybe, I guess? I don't know. That's trans as a prefix means across, so probably just transmission. Yeah, I guess those are the results we're coming to. But you know, trans rights anyway. In the corner of the room, a trans video receiver was silently displaying a message from Evil Star to his subjects. He sent out such messages from time to time, advising the Aaronites of laws he had decided to impose on them. The tyrant looked as haughty as Jared had ever seen him. It made his stomach tighten to see such arrogance. No doubt it was having the same effect on every Ascrian. Indeed, everyone on the planet. Except Malene. She wasn't watching Evil Star's message. She was too intent on the window and the empty sky. "How are you, Uncle?" she asked without turning. "The question," he said, "is how are you? You look troubled this evening, my child." The breeze coming through the window lifted her hair. "I am," she said. "I'm worried about John." "We're all worried about him," the counselor told her. "It's been too long since he left," his niece insisted. "What if Evil Star got wind of the prison break and moved to stop it?" Just something redundant to make it sound cool. Yeah, that seems to be the case. Jared frowned. "We brought the Green Lantern here because he stood a chance of matching Evil Star's power. His ring is an extremely potent weapon. But not as potent as Evil Star's starband," Malene insisted. "And even if John can stand up to the starband, there's the matter of Evil Star's starlings." Jared had to admit that the odds were stacked against their champion, but not wanting to dash his niece's hopes, he made the admission only to himself. "He'll come back," he said. "You'll see." His assurance didn't seem to help. Malene continued to peer at the gloom of the heavens through the window, her delicate features contorted with worry. Then, all of a sudden, her expression changed. The veil of fear and uncertainty lifted from her face and was replaced with a radiant smile. Malene raised her hand and pointed. "Look!" she told her uncle. "Look!" He moved to her side and followed her gesture, and as he did this, he saw something moving against the darkness of the sky. It was a glow, a green glow. "John!" Malene whispered. "I just shouted it, but it was supposed to be a whisper." No, the question is Charles asked. No, that's also true. That's true. That's a fact. That is factual information. Jared nodded. "Yes, it's him." He couldn't help but be excited as well. After all, the Green Lantern's return to Escriana was cause for hope. As the glow got closer, Jared thought he could see a dark figure in its midst. He had barely become certain of it when, with breathtaking speed, the figure was on top of them. Before Jared knew it, Malene and John Stewart were in each other's arms. They spoke no words. They only stood there and basked in each other's presence. The counselor saw the look of relief and contentment on his niece's face, and couldn't say for sure whether she was acting or not. It certainly appeared that her feelings were genuine, but then, that was the act the council had requested of her. "You're back!" He observed, shattering the silence. The Green Lantern turned to him.
"I did it. I broke into the prison and freed everyone inside."
Jared smiled. "That's wonderful! Absolutely wonderful!" And their champion hadn't suffered so much as a scratch. That was wonderful too.
"But I can do more," John Stewart said. "I need to strike again. I just need a target."
"We'll think of one," Jared assured him. Their campaign against Evil Star was going every bit as well as they could have hoped. Their champion had succeeded in his first effort, and now he was eager to make another one. Jared's fears that the Green Lantern would prove reluctant to help them or unequal to the task had turned out to be unfounded. But there was a new concern gnawing at the counselor's stomach, a fear that the council had asked too much of Malene and that she would place their plan in jeopardy, and it chilled him down to his bones. Darkness! Evil Stars, Starling, Star Banded, Star Children, Superstars, versus the forces of evil, of course. Prison abolitionist John Stewart. It's hard to, like, separate the two as its own syllable, separated from the S. But yeah, I like how this man just so easily was just like, all right, I took care of that in an afternoon. I want to do more, and like hasn't stopped to think yet. Wait a second, if I can do this easily, why haven't I done it before? I've been on Escreana my whole life. Why did it get this bad? Like, he's gotta have a realization. Excuse me. The man called Evil Star scanned the row of empty prison cells. Their doors opened wide. Less than an hour earlier, these cells were full of those who had dared oppose his will. But the prisoners hadn't escaped on their own. Someone had helped them by knocking out the prison's formidable security towers and blasting open the cell doors. But who possessed that kind of power? Only Evil Star himself. Or so he had believed until now. Who did this? He asked himself. His voice echoed hollowly from cell to empty cell. Evil Star looked back over his caped shoulder at the purple and blue-clad starlings standing at attention behind him. There were a dozen of them, each one nearly a head shorter than their master, but a good deal more muscular. His starlings stared at him. I almost said his starlings stared at him. Toby, what you dropping links to in the chat? Is this about to be a Rick roll? Is this about to be a Rick roll? That's what I thought. Yep. When you try your best but you don't succeed. His starlings stared at him, expressionless, making no attempt to answer his spoken question. But then, he hadn't designed them to come up with the answers. He had designed them to crush the opposition without the slightest hint of mercy. And they would have the chance to do that now. Oh, why am I hearing myself in my... Oh, there it is. No! Wait, it was a... It was either gonna be that or it was gonna be the video that one of the videos that we put out, and I took my bets before clicking. Evil Star used his mental link with his starlings to give them their instructions. Find those who escaped this place, he told them. Bring them back. I'm just gonna do like a really bad evil guy voice for Evil Star. Meh. He knew that some of the prisoners were skilled at hiding... Oh, I just hit click. Oh my god. There we are. He knew that some of the prisoners were skilled at hiding themselves and would be difficult to find, but the tyrant was confident that they would turn up eventually. Rabble-rousers had a way of making themselves known. Of more concern to him was the identity of those who had enabled the prisoners to escape, but he had a feeling he would run into them as well, and when he did, they would pay for opposing him. They would pay dearly. John Stewart tapped the oval computer screen with his fingernail.
That's it,
he said, referring to the target he had chosen after hours of studying the Council's database. What do y'all think's going on Earth during this book? Like, we had a whole setup with, like, the Justice League fighting some weird satellite on Earth, and we've just been gone from that for, like, 6 chapters. Malene, who had gone into the next room to prepare a snack, put her tray down and peered over his shoulder. She didn't speak. She just studied the screen.
What do you think?
He asked at last. This will be more difficult than disabling the prison, Malene observed in a voice full of concern. You could be facing more than just automated defense systems.
You mean Evil Star himself?
And maybe his starlings as well, Malene said. Are you ready for that? How could John be sure? For all he knew, Evil Star would crush him like a bug. But they were bound to meet at some point. It might as well be sooner rather than later. There's only one
way to find out,
he said. His wife looked down at him. Amazing.
What is?
He asked. You, Malene told him. It's hard for me to believe that anyone could be so brave. Hey, Liam McMullen, thanks for subscribing if you're in the chat. It's a YouTube sub, so I don't know. You were one of the last people on my Rickroll list. It's gonna take more skills than that. I commend the effort. I did get got recently by one that like I didn't expect, and I don't remember like what it was. I think it was like the Invincible Twitter or something was just like, yo, I'm about to here's like stuff from season 2, and you watch the video and it's them going through like files on their computer, and all of a sudden turns into a Rickroll. I think it was that. And like that's the only one that's gotten me recently that I'm like, whoa, wasn't expecting that. God damn it, you got me. But I've been around since the beginning of Rickroll. Like that was like the meme back in high school, going into like my college years and everything. So like I've just become so accustomed to it. Next time I'll use the Rickroll disguise. Good luck. Let's see. You, Malene told him, it's hard for me to believe that anyone could be so brave.
You sound as if we've just met,
John said. She smiled. Silly of me, I know. The DCAU should have been the building blocks for the DCEU. I won't disagree with you there. He glanced at the tray she had brought in. It held several small steaming packages of thin, flexible sheet metal, as opposed to that thick titanium from earlier. Because the metal didn't quite come together at the top of each package, John was able to catch glimpses of their contents. Prepared foods containing meat and fruit and grains. Like everything else in John's life these days, they didn't look the least bit familiar. But they smelled good. In fact, they smelled very good. Did you make this yourself?
Did you make this yourself?
He asked Malene. She nodded. They're your favorites. John shook his head. He was about to risk his life a second time against the cruelest and most powerful being he could imagine, and yet he felt like the luckiest man on our end. After all, he had a bright, beautiful wife who adored him as much as he adored her. What else could a man ask for? Come on, he said, pulling another chair over so Malene could sit down alongside him.
I hate to eat alone.
Of course you do, she said. Then she sat down beside John and helped him work out the details of his plan. Do y'all think, like... I think, like, the thing about this whole pretend John is your husband situation that, like, doesn't really check out to me is, like... What if he makes a move? You know, what are you doing then, Malene? What if this man wants to like get down and dirty in bed? Like, are you just like, yep, that's my husband? Do you go with the bit, or like what do you do? That's the end of chapter 8. How many chapters are in this book? I think that's gonna be the end of today. But yeah, like that's one thing that I'm just like kind of makes me wonder. But since we are hitting the end of the stream, I do want to remind you all. I helped Owen from Owen Likes Comics. Oh, well, this is an ad. Get this ad out of here. I helped Owen from Owen Likes Comics on his skip trail. On his video that was trying to catalog the Justice League animated series, like the production of it, and like how it went through a lot of different kinds of versions before becoming what it ended up becoming. I did a line read on it and everything as well, and I helped consult for the script and gave him a bunch of resources to look through to make sure he gets it right. So if y'all want to watch that, I just dropped the link in the chat, and go over there. At the very least, hit the like button and leave a comment being like, "Hey, Maddie sent me." Yeah, but Does the missing chair count as an ARG? I forget what the ARG means. Alternate reality game. I don't think that like our story was an interactive game, so I don't think that it does count as an ARG. It's just lore and skits and stuff, which is so funny watching all of that back, because like we definitely used to get like a lot of comments being like, stop doing skits, why are you doing skits, don't do the skits. And like we referenced that like in the skits themselves a couple of times, and it's so funny like looking at it now and being like, no, the thing with the skits is gonna be our biggest shit. So you know, that's one of the things to say, don't let your haters keep you down. But with that said, I've dropped the link for Owen's video. Y'all go over there, watch that, give him some love. I'm gonna go ahead and bounce so I can watch that myself, and then go pick up my comics and stuff. But yeah, y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you all next week. I never liked skits until y'all made me like skits. Hell yeah, that's dope. We really put so much like fucking time and effort into those, and like I think we've done like a really great thing with them. But yeah, y'all take care. Have a great rest of your day, rest of your week. And yes, send me that link, Matt. Take it easy. Bye.